Hi everyone, so in this video what I want to talk about is 4 reasons you might be depressed and what you can do about it. So there's probably loads more than 4 reasons, but I'm just going to keep these are some of the main reasons that people can be feeling depressed at certain times. The first one is not spending enough time interacting with other people, especially people in your family or friendship group. And I'll add to that as well, actually not really getting out and about much, because you can have the two separate things. It could be that you are just spending too much time alone, but it could also be that you're just not spending enough time outdoors or with other people. Now, it doesn't mean that just because you do that, you're going to be depressed, because I know there's going to be lots of people saying, I love spending time by myself and I want to just, spend time indoors and that sort of thing. It's no rule saying that you have to go get outdoors or you have to spend time with people. But many people, when they spend too much time either by themselves or a lot of time where they're not actively involved in activities or doing anything during that time, it can mean you have a lot of time to just think or a lot of time to just feel low, because you're not having a purpose or you're not doing an activity which is almost distracting you from anything. So it's just one thing to consider. The second one is you may have unresolved events or trauma that you haven't worked through. So obviously going to speak to a counsellor can help with that if you're feeling depressed. And I'm not talking about just having like low moods, because there is a difference between, I've made a video which talks about the difference between low moods and being depressed. But if you feel that there are certain unresolved traumas or things that are impacting on you and you've not worked them through and you just feel you can't move forward and these things keep coming up for you, that can make you feel depressed, because it can make you feel as though you're stuck or that you're not having an opportunity to really work through those things and put them, what's the word called? Get closure from those things. So it's worth considering, is this the right time for you now to work through those things with a counsellor? Is this the right time for you to maybe go and speak to your doctor to see if there's also any medication that will help with that? The third thing is that you have like an addiction to either alcohol or drug use. So there's lots of research that says around the impact that either drug use or especially alcohol as well, which is a depressant, has on people's mood and on their mental health. If you go on most websites or even if you Google it, there's a lot of research around it that says that if you have a propensity for low moods, or if you're just someone that engages in those types of behaviours in an addictive way, so not that you go out and you have a couple of glasses of wine, but if you are constantly spending time by yourself as well, you're not getting out of the house and you're drinking or using drugs, all 3 of those things are going to have a massive impact and could lead you to become depressed. And the fourth one, this is a big one that comes up for lots of people, is that they're absorbing information from social media or from the news, and that's having an impact. This is something that lots of people say when they're watching the news too much and they're seeing all of these images, because if you think about the news and also social media, sometimes it is literally image after image, lots of information, and a lot of it is quite negative, a lot of it is very powerful, a lot of it is things that you can't forget, you can't unsee. So if you're constantly watching news stories that are showing really horrific and graphic things, it's like me with the TV adverts. Some of these adverts are just, beyond, because I'm kind of like, I get the picture. You don't have to show a full picture of a child, who's starving and crying and that sort of thing. I get what you're trying to say. And I know why they're doing it. They're doing it because they want people to have that evoke that response. And it's similar with the news stories in a way, because when you read some of the news stories or you see them written down, the headlines don't have to be like that to tell us what's happening, but they want you to stop and they want you to be shocked. They want you to be scared. They want you to feel something. So if you're constantly interacting with that sort of information, that's going to can impact on your mood. It doesn't mean that in any of these situations that you're just going to become depressed, because, it's not like as straightforward as that. But if you start to feel that your low moods are happening more often, whether those low moods are now becoming more like you feel that you could be depressed, then you can either speak to your doctor to get a formal diagnosis, you can maybe speak to a counsellor, you can maybe implement certain things, so you can start interacting with people more, you can start getting out and about, even just going for a walk, whether it's every day or whether it's every few days, it makes a massive difference. I've already made a video about the free benefits of getting outdoors, which you can watch that if you, I'll try and link it if I remember. And then your alcohol and drug use, you can try and get some support for that. And you can also limit, if not eliminate, some of these like negative images that are constantly there. So it may be that you decide you're only going to watch a 3-minute news story versus like a 1-hour news. It may be that you just get the main headlines and that you do that instead of like having to like keep hearing news after news, because to be fair, it's never going to be good news. It's always news stories are always going to be negative, and it doesn't mean that you're ignorant if you don't know everything that's happening in every part of the world. You know, to that degree, you still need to know a little bit about what's going on, obviously, especially in the country that you live in as well. But you don't have to absorb and watch like lots of news stories. Similar with social media, you don't have to stay on there for hours on end if you know it's having an impact on your mental health. So I hope you found this video useful. If you have, feel free to share it with other people. Leave your comments, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Speak to you all soon. Bye.